Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mag. So of course it's just ended there at St James's Park. Newcastle United 0, Crystal Palace 0, and here are my thoughts on that game. I've got to say the score does not dictate the way the game played out, in my opinion. Newcastle should have been coming away from that game today with all 3 points in the bag. I will talk about a couple of incidents in the game where, I believe the referee got it wrong. Showed the inexperience as well of the referee, Michael Salisbury, today in the game. Obviously, we knew that Lee Mason was on VAR for this one, so when it did have to go to VAR, you were really not that surprised that we didn't get the decisions on VAR, but still, absolutely disgusted that, again, it's that bias, that one-sided agenda that we are seeing in the Premier League. We're seeing it in the game on the Wednesday night, of course, against Liverpool at Anfield. We're seeing it in the game before that as well, down at the Molineux against Wolves. It just seems to never end, does it? So it's really getting annoying now. Something has to be done about it. We've seen it again today. Newcastle had a shout for a penalty in the game and it wasn't given. We also had a perfectly good goal written off, for what they said was a foul on Guaita by Joe Willock, which it really wasn't. When you look at it back on the replay, and they showed the replay clearly on the screen, Tyreek Mitchell, I believe it is, for Crystal Palace, he pushes into the back of Joe Willock. He pushes him right into Guaita. So it's a foul on Joe Willock by Mitchell there. So, if they're not going to give the goal because of a foul on Guaita by Joe Willock, they're saying, then what they need to do is they need to look basically on the highlights, which they can clearly see. We know they can clearly see this stuff. They get to see everything we see on the screen when they're showing the VAR, decisions. So it is just disgusting to see that there is a hand in the back by Mitchell and there's not then a penalty given in Newcastle. If it's not a goal, then it's got to be a penalty to Newcastle because of the foul in the back by Mitchell on Joe Willock, but it's not going to be given, is it? And then, of course, there was another incident in the game where we got a chance for a penalty as well. That wasn't given. There was an excellent moment by Alex where he ran through on goal and he got right one-on-one with Guaita. He should have put it in the back of the net. He tried to chip it over Guaita, and Guaita, didn't even know anything about it, man. He got absolutely lucky on that one. So, Alex can feel very hard done by that. He didn't score in the game today. He deserved the goal. He was all over the pitch. Almiron as well deserved the goal. He was all over the pitch, as he always is against Crystal Palace. He always likes to bang one in against Palace, War Miggy. So it was kind of disappointing to see that he didn't get a goal today against Palace at St James's Park. And he looked very disappointed when he had to come off as well. When he was coming off for substitutes of Murphy and young Ellie coming on to the pitch as well for the wee man and Miggy going off. But I feel very disappointed that we didn't pick up 3 points today. Not in the lads, not in, of course, Eddie Howe, but disappointed in the officiating team once again. They are absolutely inexperienced, and it's clear to see, that there's an agenda there against Newcastle United as well, and it's quite sad, really. But on the other hand, it is quite fun to see as well, some ways, because that means that they are scared of we. That means, that they are very much afraid of what Newcastle United can do, because they can see, it hasn't even been a year yet since we got the takeover back on the 7th of October of last year. So we've done so much in such a little space of time. I can see why they're getting so worried, because we are looking like an absolutely different team compared to the team, that was there before the takeover, before Eddie Howe came in. So we are looking like a force to be reckoned with. If only we could get the decisions you know, to be a little bit more favourable instead of being so one-sided. And also, you know, if you can't get the small things, then how are you going to get the big things right? And that is basically what is happening here with the officiating team. But fantastic performance by the lads today at St James's. Like I say, Alex was absolutely amazing again. He had a brilliant game against Liverpool in the midweek down at Anfield, scoring 2 goals in the game, even though the other one was disallowed. It was a perfectly good goal and should have been allowed in the game. And today, you know, he almost scored that goal against Guaita as well towards the Gallagher end. So it would have been an absolutely fantastic way to have his home debut, his first home game, you know, at St James's Park as well, to be able to score a goal, but it wasn't to be. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. This was just one of the 6 games that I says that we could possibly win, you know, winnable games in my eyes. There's 5 of them left. Let's see what happens, you know, in them next 5 games. Hopefully we can start picking up the points and start making our way back up the table, because at the moment we are currently in 11th place, I believe, at the minute. So, you know, we have dropped down out of that top 5 position where we were in before the Liverpool game. So it's kind of annoying in that one. And it's down to, of course, bad judgment by officiating teams, but also the fact that, you know, we've somehow now started picking up injuries with the likes of Bruno, Maxi being out, you know, Emil Kraft being out as well. I know Emil Kraft doesn't play, but, you know, still Emil Kraft being out is quite annoying. John Joe Shelby as well, picking up his injury as well. But, you know, it's going to be interesting. I think Bruno and Maxi are going to be back for the game against West Ham. That's going to be a big one in my eyes. I think that's going to be a really big game and a big chance, you know, for us to be able to see Maxi, Bruno and Alex, you know, together in the team for the first time. And let's see, you know, what happens in that game. But there will be a preview out on the channel for that game against West Ham. As for the game today, that is my thoughts on, you know, what happened at St James's Park today. Again, you know, poor officiating has ruined the game of a game that Newcastle absolutely dominated against Crystal Palace. And Crystal Palace, you know, before the game as well, you might have seen on the channel, and you might have seen, you know, on Steve Rafe's Twitter as well, you know, he put up footage of the Palace team making a walk to St James's Park from their Travel Lodge hotel on the quayside. So I'm quite surprised that they were able to make it through the full 90 minutes after making the walk up from the quayside to St James's Park. I mean, you know what Premier League footballers are like, and I'm surprised that Wilfred Zaha was even able to be fit to actually play in the game as well. We all know how temperamental and how, you know, very weak Wilfred Zaha is as well. So I was quite surprised to see that he actually made it into the starting lineup for that game. But, you know, just a little bit of a laugh and a little bit of a joke there, the fact that, you know, Crystal Palace made a walk up to the stadium instead of going on a bus like most Premier League clubs would. Obviously money's tight at Selhurst Park, I guess, but let us know your thoughts anyway down in the comments below about the game, of course, against Crystal Palace today there at St James's Park. And, you know, let us know your thoughts on the performance of Alex as well. What do you think about his performance? I thought he was brilliant today. And also let us know your thoughts as well on the decisions made in the game by the referee. Do you think they were the right decisions? Do you think they were the wrong decisions? Any Crystal Palace fans watching, do you agree with me summary, you know, on that, or do you have a different opinion to it? Clearly, you know, there will be more than likely a few people that will have a different opinion towards it. At the end of the day, you're entitled to your opinion, but that's just my opinions on the game today at St James's Park. Till next time, I'll see you all there. I'll see you for the preview game of course, the West Ham game. I'll see you in the next one. Oh well, lads.